Chapter 20. Italy. Bianchi's Villa. Hansford awoke to a light tapping at his bedroom door. "Café, signor?" an elderly female voice posed. "Café?" he queried. "Sì, café." "Grazie." He pulled back the bed covers, stepping onto the floor, wearing his boxers and a t-shirt. A warm breeze wafted through the window, carrying the faint fragrance of jasmine. Stepping in front of the balcony door, he took in the panoramic scene. The view was truly breathtaking. He padded into the bathroom to take a shower. He'd waited until 2 o'clock in the morning for news of Bianchi and had finally been informed by Max, the house manager, that Signor Bianchi would not be arriving now until 8 that morning. Before long, another knock sounded. "Who is it?" "Signor Hansford, it is Max. I have some coffee for you. May I come in?" Yes, come in." He breathed a sigh of relief. He heard Max set down a tray. The smell of freshly brewed coffee threaded through the air. "Signor Bianchi would like to invite you for breakfast this morning on the east patio at 9 o'clock. "I'll be there. Thank you, Max." After Max had left, Hansford helped himself to coffee. Picking up his watch and checking the time, he made his way downstairs. He met Bianchi out on the patio. Bianchi was dressed in a black two-piece suit with a high-collared white shirt. On his nose were balanced a pair of spectacles with oval lenses squared at the ends and held in a simple black and gold frame. His hair was dark grey with some silver at the temples. He was examining various newspapers from around the world. They all bore a photo of Donata Bianchi on the front page. Hansford understood he was out of time. Bianchi motioned him to take a seat. "Max, bring us some fresh coffee. And what would you like for breakfast? Perhaps an English breakfast." Bianchi was competently playing the charming host. Hansford's gut told him this congeniality would be short-lived. "No, thank you. Coffee will be fine." "I understand you have a job to do here, and I know you will do this quickly and efficiently," Bianchi said. "Absolutely. I have no intention of upsetting your household any more than necessary." Bianchi inclined his head, openly observing him. "I expect a high level of competence." "Naturally. I appreciate a task such as this is not within your usual remit. In truth, I believe her killer is not in England, and therefore at this point I am not expecting you to find the person responsible. I am, however, expecting the British authorities to handle my daughter in a respectful and expeditious manner and allow her to come home with me where she can be laid to rest." "Every courtesy is being extended," Hansford assured. Not having children himself, Hansford was unable to accurately calculate whether Bianchi's cool behaviour was normal. Under his practised composure, Bianchi looked like a man bereft. The pale, drawn face, the dullness in his eyes, the listless actions. Removing his glasses, Bianchi pinched the bridge of his nose between his thumb and forefinger. "I should tell you, Donata and I did not agree on a number of matters, but we loved each other very much. She was at an age when she wanted to go out with boyfriends, unchaperoned. I am a fairly liberal man, but Donata had a place, a position to fulfill, and besides, my conscience would not allow it." Suddenly, Bianchi's sadness overwhelmed him. Young men can be very persuasive, and she was very headstrong. How likely is it that Donata was lured from the house by a local boyfriend? The local boys are all known, not only to me, but to every other member of my household. I do not believe it was one of them. What sort of security do you have here? I have a full security system in the house, which monitors every door and window. There are cameras on the outside of the house and also in some of the trees monitoring the grounds. I have 3 full-time security men who operate a 24-hour shift for the house and immediate surroundings when I'm in residence. There are also 4 men with dogs who roam the grounds at all times. Hansford raised an eyebrow at Bianchi's impressive security system, contemplating why a residential home in a rural setting would need such surveillance. Was anything noticed or different on the day Donata went missing? No, nothing. Nothing from the security tapes? No. I will be interviewing all the staff. Max came into view. Approaching their table, he said whilst pouring them coffee, "Signor, Cardinal Romero's secretary has called to ask when the Cardinal may visit you." "Please extend my thanks. Invite him to dinner this evening, Max." Turning to Hansford, he stated, "I have a few close associates here this evening. They may or may not be helpful with regard to information concerning Donata." "Thank you," he answered, wondering who these people might be. "I will be going into Toulon after breakfast. I will ask Max to have every member of staff available to visit you in the dining room to be interviewed." "Thank you for your hospitality and cooperation at this difficult time." Hansford instinctively felt Bianchi was hiding something. "You're welcome. Incidentally, one of my guests this evening will be Miss Pilgrim. I believe you're acquainted." Hansford sucked in a breath. "Yes, we are." "She's coming at your request?" He masked the rush of adrenaline that was flooding his body. "Not exactly. She was recommended." The intonation in Bianchi's voice implied her presence had not been of his choosing. "I'm given to understand Miss Pilgrim works instinctively and has strengths which are uncommon." He paused before asking, "Do you know what these strengths might be?" Hansford chose to ignore Bianchi's question. "May I ask who recommended her?" "That is not important. Donata's death—" It was clear Bianchi was choosing his words carefully and was editing his statement. "Has caused me to reevaluate some aspects of how I've developed my business life." "If someone is applying pressure, you should tell me." Bianchi rose from the table. "Your focus is on securing the facts surrounding the murder of my child," Bianchi stated coldly. "Have you been able to make any more of the reference to a person named Ariana?" "No, I have not. Until dinner this evening." Bianchi left their table and walked away. Hansford asked Max to gather a list of the staff on duty and to bring them to him alphabetically in the dining room.